Good morning to all. Today's topic is continuation of antihypertensive. In last class we have discussed about diuretics. In that classification diuretics is completed. Next class is drugs acting on sympathetic system. In that centrally acting drugs. Already completed central acting drugs. Next coming to catecholamine depleters. Catecholamine depleters example is reserpine. These drugs inhibit the ATP magnesium pump responsible for the sequestering of neurotransmitter in the storage vesicle. It is located in the presynaptic neuron. There is having a presynaptic neuron and a postsynaptic neuron. Here this catecholamine depleters are present in the presynaptic neuron. The neurotransmitter that is not sequestering in the monoamino oxidase in the storage vesicle are metabolized by the monoamino oxidase, causing by the reduction in the catecholamines. This is the mechanism of action of catecholamine depleters. It mainly inhibits the ATP magnesium pump. Next coming to therapeutic uses. Use it to prevent stroke, heart attack and kidney problems. It is used to prevent the stroke, heart attack and kidney problems. Next coming to adverse effects. Adverse effects include irregular heartbeat, chest pain, swelling of lips, tongue and face. These are the adverse effects involved in the catecholamine depleters. Next coming to drug interactions. Reserpine along with tetrabenazine. These drugs decreases the dopamine levels. Reserpine decreases the dopamine levels, whereas coming to tetrabenazine, this is used to treat the Huntington's disease. Huntington's disease is a neurodegenerative disease. Tetrabenazine is used to treat Huntington's disease. That means it is a neurodegenerative disease, that is it decreases the dopamine levels. Dopamine D2 levels. While we are taking reserpine along with tetrabenazine, it leads to Parkinson's disease. It is also a neurodegenerative disease. Next, adrenergic neuron blockers. Next class is drugs acting on sympathetic system involves adrenergic neuron blockers. In this, it is having a guanethidine, guanidine. These are the drugs involved in the adrenergic neuron blockers. Guanethidine decreases the adrenaline and noradrenaline and inhibits the acts as the sympathetic neuroeffector junction. It acts on the sympathetic neuroeffector junction, inhibiting or interfering with the release and distribution of norepinephrine. Next coming to drug interactions. Guanethidine along with minoxidil. While we are taking these two drugs in combination, this can be decreases the lower BP. It decreases the BP and slows the heart rate. While we are taking guanethidine along with minoxidil, it decreases the blood pressure. Next, therapeutic uses is used to treat severe hypertension. Next, adverse effects include swelling of feet, chest pain, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea and slowing heartbeat. Next, coming to adrenergic receptor blockers. It involves alpha blockers, alpha plus beta blockers and beta blockers. First coming to alpha adrenergic blockers. It mainly inhibits the postsynaptic alpha-1 adrenoreceptors on the vascular smooth muscles. Postsynaptically, it inhibits the alpha-1. These drugs mainly inhibits the postsynaptic neuron alpha-1 receptors which are present on the vascular smooth muscles. This inhibits the vasoconstriction effect of circulating and locally related catecholamines, resulting in the peripheral vasodilation. It dilates the vascular smooth muscles by acting on the alpha-1 receptors. Uses to treat high blood pressure, improve urination in men with benign prostate cancer or hyperplasia. In these cases, these drugs are useful. Next coming to adverse effects include drowsiness, blurred vision and the constipation. Next, drug interactions include alpha blocking agent along with sodium oxybate. Sodium oxybate is a CNS depressant. While we are taking the alpha adrenergic receptors along with CNS depressant like sodium oxybate, it causes drowsiness, dizziness, confusion, headache, depression and lower the BP and decreases the BP. These are the drug interactions involved in alpha blockers. Next, coming to beta adrenergic blockers. Mechanism of action involves it binds at beta 1 adrenergic receptors in the heart vascular smooth muscles. That means mechanism of action of beta blockers is it decreases the activation of beta 1 receptors. In heart. Beta 1 receptors mechanism of action is it decreases the activation of beta receptors in heart and decreases the renin release. This decreased activation of beta 1 receptors causes decreased cardiac output and it finally decreases the blood pressure. Next, in case of renin release, what it happened? It binds to angiotensin. It decreases the aldosterone receptor binding. It decreases the aldosterone receptors and it decreases the sodium water retention. And causes vasodilation, leads to decrease in BP. It also causes peripheral resistance also. Mechanism of action of beta blockers is beta blockers decreases the beta receptors which are present on the heart cardiac muscles and also it decreases the renin blockers. It mainly decreases the cardiac output and leads to decrease in BP. Whereas coming to renin release, it also decreases by the beta blockers and it acting on the angiotensin, it decreases the angiotensin release and it decreases the aldosterone receptor binding and decreases the sodium water retention which are present in the kidneys and it leads to decrease in BP. So mechanism of action of beta adrenergic blockers involve beta adrenergic receptors in the vascular smooth muscles, inhibit the sympathetic stimulation. This result in the decrease in BP, that means decrease in the heart rate, cardiac output and systolic and diastolic blood pressure. This is the mechanism of action of beta adrenergic blockers. Next, coming to therapeutic uses. Uses include to treat hypertension, supraventricular tachyarrhythmias, that means irregular heartbeat. Next, myocardial infarction, angina pectoris, chronic heart failure. These are the uses for beta adrenergic blockers. Mainly it is acting on the heart, so that these all are heart drugs, cardiac drugs. Next, coming to adverse effects. Adverse effects include CVS effect and the CNS effect. CVS effect include bradycardia. Bradycardia means decrease heart rate. Here tachycardia means increase in heart rate. Next, adverse effect is tightness in chest. Over usage of beta blockers can lead to bradycardia and in tightness of chest. Next, CNS effect include fatigue and insomnia. Fatigue means tiredness, hallucinations and dizziness, confusion. These are the adverse drug reactions involved in beta blockers. Next, coming to drug interactions. Atenolol along with theophylline. Theophylline is a CNS stimulant. While we are using the atenolol, that is beta blockers along with CNS stimulant, it increases the effect of theophylline. That means increases the CNS stimulant activity. It leads to vomiting, insomnia, tremors and uneven heartbeat. That means irregular heartbeat. Next, coming to alpha plus beta blockers. It is having both alpha and beta blocker activity. It competitively block adrenergic stimulation of the beta receptors which are present on the myocardia, means which are present in the heart. That means beta 1 receptors and bronchial and vascular smooth muscles. These drugs mainly blocking on the vascular smooth muscles, myocardium and the bronchial smooth muscles. Within the vascular smooth muscles causes a decrease in sympathetic atrial blood pressure and sympathetic muscular resistance. It is used to treat hypertension. Adverse effects include common adverse effects like nausea, vomiting, heartburns, etc. Drug interactions include labetalol or carvedilol. These two drugs are alpha and beta blockers along with verapamil, diuretic drug. While we are administering these drugs along with diuretics, it causes irregular heartbeat, fatigue and chest pain. Next, ganglionic blockers, which are present in the drugs acting on the sympathetic system. Ganglionic blockers mechanism of action is it mainly prevents the stimulation of postsynaptic receptors by competing with the acetylcholine. Uses use it to control hypotension, that means decrease in blood pressure, in order to reduce bleeding in the neurosurgery. Adverse effects include anorexia, nausea, vomiting, dryness of mouth, tachycardia and urinary retention. These are the drug interactions involved in ganglionic stimulants. Drug interactions involve trimethophan. Along with trimethophan is a ganglionic stimulant, while we are administering trimethophan along with tizamide. It causes the headache, dizziness, changes in heart rate. That means either bradycardia or it may be tachycardia. Next, coming to third class, which are present in the antihypertensive. First class is completed, that is diuretics is completed. Next, sympathetic system is completed. Next, coming to drugs acting on renin-angiotensin system. It is having the ACE inhibitors, angiotensin 2 receptors. And that first one, drugs acting on renin-angiotensin system, that means RAS. Enzymatic cleavage of angiotensinogen by angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2 by ACE inhibitors, A by ACE. Angiotensin 2 binds to angiotensin receptors to leads to increase in aldosterone production. That aldosterone to aldosterone receptors leads to sodium water retention and constriction. Finally leads to increase in BP. Mechanism of action of RAS is renin-angiotensin system is here angiotensin. It converts into angiotensin 1 in the presence of angiotensin converting enzyme, and it converted into angiotensin 2 and it binds to aldosterone receptors. Next, it activates the sodium water retention and it causes BP, blood pressure. Here what happened by using the renin-angiotensin system drugs? Here angiotensin is converted into angiotensin 1 and it is converted into angiotensin 2 in the presence of angiotensin converting enzyme, here activating the angiotensinogen and converted into the aldosterone receptors that activates the sodium water retention and causes BP. Here we are adding the ACE inhibitor drugs, that means it inhibits the ACE inhibitors. So no conversion of angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. So these all mechanism will inhibit. That causes it a decrease in BP. That is angiotensin 1. Next, angiotensin 2 antagonist. That means what it happened? Conversion of angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1 and no conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2 because we are adding the angiotensin 2 inhibitors. By inhibiting this, there is decreased binding of aldosterone receptors, there is a decreased sodium water retention and there is a decrease in BP. This is the mechanism of action for angiotensin converting enzyme as well as angiotensin 2 antagonist. Next, blocked renin release. That means example for renin blockers is alkestrine. It directly inhibits the renin release. It works by releasing the blood vessels, which lowers the BP and helps the heart to pump blood more easily. Use it to treat high blood pressure. Adverse effects include dizziness, heartburn, stomach pain, back pain, cough, joint pain and swelling. Next, drug interactions include alkestrine, that means renin blockers along with amlodipine. While we are using these two drugs in combination, it causes hyperkalemia, that means increased levels of potassium levels. Amlodipine is a calcium channel blockers. While we are using renin blockers along with calcium channel blockers, it causes hyperkalemia. It causes increase in potassium levels. Next, angiotensinogen converting enzyme inhibitors. Already I have said this mechanism. It inhibits the angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. It inhibits by the ACE inhibitors. So no conversion of angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. So no binding of aldosterone receptors. So decrease in sodium water retention. There is a decrease in BP. Here I am saying ACE inhibitors that competes with the angiotensin 1 for binding with the ACE inhibitor. The enzymatic proteolysis of the angiotensin 1 to angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 decrease angiotensin 2 levels in the body. That decreases the blood pressure by inhibiting the suppressor effect of angiotensin 2. So this is the mechanism of action. Already I have explained previously. Uses. Use it to treat heart failure, congestive heart failure and heart attacks. Next, adverse effects include blurred vision, confusion, dizziness and sweating. Drug interactions, ACE inhibitors. While we are using ACE inhibitors along with valsartan. Valsartan is a angiotensin 2 antagonist. It causes hyperkalemia. Same adverse effect for renin blockers. While we are using ACE inhibitors along with angiotensin 2 antagonist, it causes hyperkalemia. There, angiotensin 2 along with ACE inhibitors, it causes hyperkalemia. Same drug interactions. Next, coming to angiotensinogen 2 blockers. Mechanism of action involved. It is mainly blocks the angiotensin 2 receptors, so that no conversion of angiotensin 2 to binding of aldosterone receptors. So no formation of sodium water retention. There is a decrease in BP. It helps to lower the BP by relaxing the blood vessels. Next, uses include use it to treat hypertension, use it to treat heart failure and use it to treat kidney problems. Adverse effects include dizziness, swelling of face, irregular heartbeat, muscular weakness. These are the adverse effects include in angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. Next, drug interactions is also same. ACE inhibitor along with angiotensin 2 blockers, it causes hyperkalemia. That means increase in potassium levels. Next, aldosterone antagonist, spironolactone. Example, drugs used in angiotensin aldosterone antagonist is spironolactone. It blocks the binding of aldosterone receptors. So no conversion of sodium water retention, decrease in BP. Antagonist of aldosterone acting primarily through competitive binding of the receptors. That means decrease in the renal tubule, distal convoluted renal tubule pressure, causes increased amount of sodium water to be excreted while potassium is retained. It means hyperkalemia is obtained here. Next, use it to treat edema in people with congestive heart failure and the cirrhosis of liver and the nephrotic syndrome. Next, adverse effects include hyperkalemia, means increase in potassium levels. Hyperuricemia means uric acid crystals present in the is increased, uric acid is increased. Next, skin rashes. Drug interactions, ACE inhibitors along with spironolactone. Spironolactone is a drug involved in aldosterone antagonist or ganglionic stimulant. While we are using ACE inhibitors along with spironolactone, it causes hyperkalemia. Next, coming to last class, drugs acting on vascular smooth muscles which are present in our antihypertensive. Vascular smooth muscles, calcium channel blockers. This already referred in the anti-anginal drugs. Here mechanism of action is L-type calcium channel. L-type calcium channel present in the vascular smooth muscles. It releases the calcium. It binds to CAM, that means calmodulin. It forms the calcium CAM complex. Calcium CAM complex, and it activating the myosin light chain kinase, which is inactivated in form. It activates the myosin light chain kinase into active form. This is the mechanism of calcium channel blockers. Here what happened? It releases the myosin light chain and phosphorylate to myosin light chain phosphate and causes vasodilation. Here calcium channel blockers activates the L-type calcium channel which are present in the vascular smooth muscles. It releases the calcium, it binds to CAM, it forms the calcium CAM complex. It is converting the myosin light chain kinase into active myosin light chain kinase and releases the myosin light chain. It phosphorylate to myosin light chain phosphate, causes vasodilation. Here calcium channel blockers inhibiting here. So no conversion of L-type calcium channels into calcium. So leads to decrease in BP. Here vasoconstriction is occurs. So we are adding the calcium channel blockers, so decrease in BP. This is the mechanism of action of calcium channel blocker. So L-type calcium channel located in the vascular smooth muscle responsible for the influx of calcium, and the calcium binds to calmodulin and releasing the myosin light chain, binding to myosin light chain kinase. It inhibits the opening of calcium channel. This result marked decrease in the BP. Next uses. Used to treat hypertension, angina, arrhythmias. Side effects include dihydropyridines, non-dihydropyridines. Dihydropyridines side effect is, adverse effect is flushing, headache, excessive hypotension, edema. In non-dihydropyridines is excessive bradycardia, means decrease in heart rate. Next, constipation and the gastric discomfort. These are the adverse drug reactions involved in vascular smooth muscles. Drug interactions involved is diltiazem along with evinafil. While we are using these drugs in combination, it causes the dizziness, visual disturbances, chest pain and the irregular heartbeat. While we are using the nifedipine along with tizanide, it causes headache, dizziness, fainting and changes in the pulse. That means increase or decrease in the blood pressure. Contraindications include unstable angina, that means unless combined with the beta blockers. Unless combined with the beta blockers, it causes the unstable angina, left ventricular failure and the obstructive cardiomyopathy. Next, arterial venular vasodilators. Mechanism of action include, here also same, L-type calcium channel binds to calcium. It causes calcium CAM complex and binding to sodium water retention and decreases in BP. Sodium nitroprusside releases nitric oxide. Nitrate receptors are present in the vascular smooth muscles. The nitrate receptor possesses thiol group, which reduces the nitrates and to nitrate and nitric oxide. Nitric oxide. It converted the RSNO means nitrosothiol group. It also refers in the anginal drugs, which activates the guanylate cyclase. So to convert the GTP into cyclic GMP. That means in the vascular smooth muscles there is a beta receptors. It is activating the GTP into cyclic GMP by activating the nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is converted into the nitrosothiol, which converted the GTP into cyclic GMP. This increases the intracellular cyclic GMP. They inhibit calcium entry and opening of potassium levels, resulting in the vascular smooth muscle relaxation. Next, coming to adverse effect. It changes the mood. Muscle spasm means there is a difficulty in the muscles. chest pain, ringing sound in the ear, and seizures. These are the adverse effects. Next, coming to drug interactions. Sodium nitroprusside along with pilocarpine. While we are using these drugs along with pilocarpine, it can increases the risk of with hemoglobinemia. That means anemia will causes anemia. That reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood to different organs. These drugs will causes the with hemoglobin anemia that reduces the oxygen carrying capacity to blood to different organs. Therapeutic uses is used to treat hypertension, used to treat angina pectoris, heart failure, and the myocardial infarction.